welcome back to my channel. Thanks for all the lovely comments, and keep them likes coming in and subscribes. Keeps me wanting to do more videos. So anyway, with this time, my mate has hired the whole of B1 down at Linear Fisheries. He does it each year and invites his mates down so we can have all a social. There's 22 of us down here. I was going to film my solo worldwide pod and the bank sticks I use, because a few people have asked about them, but due to the weather, because we're in Storm Eunice this weekend, it's been very windy and very wet, and we've even had a bit of hail as well. So anyway, I decided not to film that this weekend, and also with another project I'm involved with and work, I don't get quite as much time to do the filming I want to do. So rather than do all the big pieces like bivvies and power packs, what take time because they cost money, I want to put more into it so you can get more out of it. I decided to do a few what are going to be called, probably say, carp quickies. They're smaller items, cheaper items that I use, that I find help me in little ways, and hopefully they'll help you. So let's move on to the first one. Right, so here's the first of the carp quickies. They're called Trakker multi-purpose hooks. Basically, here they are. This is what they are. You get 2 in a pack. They're about £9 to £10 for a pack of 2. Carpy green, always a bonus. They have a hook on one end, as you can see, and then attached to a piece of bungee cord. I think they were designed to clip over bivvy bars like that, bivvy poles, and then, I don't know, hook things to it, I don't know. But anyway, what I use it for is, and you'll see when I do the review on the pod, is sometimes on the center bar of the pod, what I do is I clip that onto the center bar of the pod and then peg it to the ground. One, just to give it a bit more stability, and two, if you get Mr. Thief tried to nick your pod in the night, it's just something else to prevent him from getting it. And the other thing I use it for, which I use for most of the time, is what I'll show you now in a minute on another little video. But basically what I do is, when I've got the winter wrap on my bivvy, you've got rod straps on the outside of your overwrap, you've also got them on your bivvy, so the ones on the inside what are on the bivvy are now redundant because you use the ones on the overwrap. I basically clip this through that, and it creates like a little hanging hook, so when your jackets get wet, I can hang my jacket up to dry, so it's between the bivvy and the overwrap, so they can dry out there and they're not in your bivvy getting wet, but they're not outside getting even more wet, I suppose. So that's what I use them for mainly. I'm sure there'll be many other uses people use them for. Let us know in the comments below if you use them and there's another use for them. So this is the Trakker SLX I use for my winter bivvy, and as you can see, there they are. There's the little hooks I was just on about, and all they do is, here is the rod strap for the bivvy. Obviously the overwrap's on, but I just clip them on there like that, and then my coat hangs outside but inside the overwrap, and I've got my other one hanging over here, so that way you can dry your coats but it don't get your bivvy wet. So while I was down in Linear, I was trying to remember some of the other things I used to use the multi-purpose hook for, because I've had these a long time, and as you know, we change our bivvies quite a bit. So one bivvy I used to have, the bar was quite big. Now this didn't clip to the bar, so what I used to do basically was take that, make a loop, put that through like that. So if you imagine that's your bar, I used to slip that in there like that, and then that used to sit there, and it can adjust to any size bars, but you can still use your hook, and that way you're not forcing that on and snapping that. Another thing I used to use it for was in the bivvy I had before the Frontier. With the Frontier I've got the 4 pockets, so now I put my receiver in that. I didn't have it, but in the center of the bivvy I used to have a little tag, a little loop. So what I used to do is I used to put an elastic band around my receiver, and then I used to clip that to that, and basically same as I just showed you how you loop it, and that used to hang from the center of the bivvy, so it's clearly visible, you can clearly hear it, but it's not on the floor getting wet. So I used to use it for that. The other thing I use it for is, with the bait tails, you get your spod syrups and all your glugs and all that sort of stuff, and you wipe your hands on it. That towel becomes a lovely smelling piece of food for rats. So if you chucked it on your bucket outside, you could get up in the morning and your towel could be chewed to pieces. So what I used to do is, again, I used to just hook this on the bivvy and hook my towel through this. So you can clip that to your bar, chuck your towel through there, and it hangs there. It can dry, but it's off the floor away from the rats. So the other couple of things I come up with, I've never used it for this, but going along the lines of the receiver, you can also do it with your phone. So if you're a person that doesn't have, if you're sort of like just a brolly and no ground sheets and no tables and no nothing, and you've got, instead of chucking your phone on a bucket, you could do the same again. If you've got a loop, just elastic band, hook it up, your phone's out of the way. And the other thing I've come up with an idea is I've got for long sessions or for winter, I've got a it's I don't know what to call it. It's like a little tripod stand that iPads fit to, because when it gets dark in the winter, you're in your bivvy, you may as well watch a bit of telly because you can't see a lot. So I use a tripod stand. During the summer, I don't really bother, because if you sea fish, you want to move, you want a small amount of kit as possible. So what I've come up with the idea is, if you still do want to take it, but you don't want to carry all the kit, elastic band each side on your iPad, on the back like that, and then just put them together, clip the hook through, and then that will hang from your centre tag in the bivvy or anywhere else you can clip it on, so you can still watch your iPad, but you haven't got to take a lot of kit with you. And elastic bands, cheap as chips. So there's a couple of other ideas you can use it for. Great bit of kit, really. You can chuck it in your bag, you know, £10 for 2 of them, and you know, you might not use them the first few times, then all of a sudden you'll find a use for them, and yeah, they're brilliant. So if anybody else got any other ideas that they use them for, stick it in the comments below so everybody else can see, and we can try what you do, and see if it works for us as well. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.